Hi guys, this is Neil Walters at neilsvideos.com, the Neil Walters YouTube channel. I've been looking into this whole DeFi thing lately, trying to get my head around it. And I saw a pretty good video the other day, and I quote the guy who made it in this video later. I can't remember his name right now, but he made a great video about how to use Pearl.Finance. And I basically followed the steps that he did. And now in this video, I'm making my own steps, and I'm going a lot more slow and a lot more detail. And I'm showing you what I call all the warts. So if I make a mistake or if I can't figure something out, that's almost all going to be in this video. And I'll show you the issues I had and how I resolved them. Everything from even getting your Tron wallet from the very, very beginning, okay? Everybody else assumes you already have a TronLink wallet. So this is going to be the basic, everything you need to know video about how to get started with Pearl.Finance. Now, what is Pearl.Finance? It's basically a way where you can lock down some tokens and earn some Pearl rewards for that. Now, why would we do it with Pearl instead of any of these others like Yearn and all those others? Well, most all other tools like this, DeFi tools, are using Ethereum, and Ethereum currently has some very high gas prices. And as the price of Ethereum goes up and up over the months to come, those gas prices are just going to get higher and higher. So Pearl.Finance decided to work with Tron, which is, from what I understand, maybe a clone of Ethereum. But anyway, the prices right now for the transactions are super, super low. One guy said they're free, and they're not quite free, but like I figured out just example of what I'm calling reinvesting my Pearl every day. I'm harvesting, pulling it out and reinvesting it. And I did a computation, and that cost me 34 cents yesterday. So other people are paying like 80, 90, 120, $150 on these other DeFi networks, and that means you can't invest small numbers. So in this video, what I do is basically I do one thing off video. I get me some TRX. So I go to Binance and buy TRX, and I think I bought a little over $100 worth. And then I move my TRX over to my TronLink wallet, and then you're going to see everything I do in this video. And I still have a little bit of Tron left over for these little daily transactions. And I'll show you a spreadsheet where I'm going to try to compound every day. So you couldn't do that if you're paying these $100 fees. But for 30 some cents, I'm going to harvest my Pearl that I gained each day, and then I'm going to reinvest it back in. And when you compound at 7 or 8% a day, it's amazing how fast that's going to grow. So let's jump into it now. I hope you enjoy this video. And again, I'm like everybody else is saying, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm interested in DeFi. I love cryptos, and I always like to try the new things. So I figured I'll try this yield farming and see what it's all about. So join with me on this adventure if you want. But of course, any money you invest, you might totally lose. It's just kind of a lark, but you might make some good money. We don't know. The first step to using Pearl.Finance is to install the TronLink program. This program is very similar to MetaMask, which is used for Ethereum, but of course TronLink will be used for Tron. And to install that in your browser, if you're using Chrome or Brave, you'll go to the extensions and you'll install this. So here I go to the chrome.google.com web store, or you can just search for install TronLink and you'll probably be taken to a similar page. And I'm going to add it to my browser, and I'm going to say, okay, add the extension. Now, it won't appear up here automatically. You're going to have to click that little puzzle piece. Oh, there it is. So it's all right, there was a delay. But now see how it disappeared. So you have to click on the puzzle piece and go down here and click on that little pin button, and that will pin it to your taskbar. Because the point is you could have so many little of these tools that you may not want to show all of them on your taskbar. You pick the ones that you're going to use most often. And now when I click the TronLink, it comes up like this. And you see you have to have a password. And what I'm going to do in this video is learn how to set it up, because I don't have a password, so I can't log on. I don't see anything on here that says anything about creating a new account. So of course we'll just go to Google, and we're going to, I would say something like TronLink register new, something like that. I've had some Tron for a few years actually, and it's been in my Exodus wallet. Well, off video I did a little bit of searching, and I can't find anything on here about how to register for it. So I think what we're going to have to do is install it on our phone first. So depending on what kind of phone you have, you'll go to Android or iOS. And of course, here's the Chrome extension. This is the same place we just were. And you can see it's installed, of course. We already did that. So I'm going to go to the Google Play Store here, and I'm going to install it on my Android phone. Okay, so here on my phone, I'm going to click this link for TronLink Pro. And here's where I'm going to do create account. Read. Looks like you have to scroll all the way down. Click accept. And now I'm going to give it my name. A wallet name is used to help distinguish different wallets from one another. So 1 to 14 characters. Let's see if I have room. In case I want to have more than one wallet, let's just call it primary or something like that. How about number 1? Neil Walters 1. Okay, now here I'll go off screen and do a password. Okay, then you have this carry out button. I don't know why it sounds like food. Carry out restaurant or something. Now I guess for security reasons or whatever, this screen will not display. And it says the mnemonic is your private key. Anyone with it can access all your assets. It consists of 12 to 24 words. Please write down and keep in a safe place. TronLink is a decentralized wallet. It will not store your private key. Please back up your mnemonic before receiving assets or before uninstalling the wallet. That's pretty cool. Even though it says do not take a screenshot. So like normally on your phone you can do a swipe and take a screenshot, but here even the Android program I'm using for the screen will not show it, which is kind of cool. And then on that screen, you have to actually scroll up. There's a button kind of hidden at the bottom, and it says, I have saved it securely. So once you've recorded those magic 12 words, you click, I have recorded it securely. Then you're going to get another screen that asks you to basically confirm that you got your words. It says, to ensure you have transcribed the mnemonics in the correct order, select the word with the corresponding sequence. So it gives me, for example, word number 11 and a list of multiple words, and I have to pick the one. It's word 11. Anyway, they're just giving me different words to make sure I actually know what I'm doing. And it did that twice with 2 different numbers. And now we have a wallet. Cool. So let's see how we can transfer to this wallet. So here's the receive button. Click it on my phone. There's a QR code and there's a public wallet address. And on my phone it says copy the collection account, which I assume means copy the public key there. But I'm going to have to probably do this on my desktop computer. So now I go back to my desktop and my browser, and now I'm going to put in my password here. What's interesting, it doesn't ask me my user ID. How can it ask me for a password without a user? Strange. Okay, whoever created this little wallet tool thinks a little bit backwards. So you enter your password first, and then you create your account. Recommend new users to use. Or you can restore, and now I imagine if I hit restore here, it'll ask me for my 12 seed words. So now it asks for my account name. Now it asks, okay, that's so weird to ask you for your name after your password. Very confusing. And I want to see if it wants my wallet name. Yeah. And not my email there. And now enter the mnemonic phrase. And of course, I'll go offline and do this now. So by the way, in that last screen, when I entered my mnemonic words, you had to enter them one word, space, next word, space, next word, space, and you could not have a space on the end. You could not paste them on different lines or 3 words per line. It had to be like typed in one after the other. Now here I have no idea why I have so many different, what they call accounts. So I only created one wallet. So I'm just going to pick the first one there. And there we go. Now, I'm going to go buy a few Tron just to play with this. Before I do that, notice now when I come to the Pearl.Finance site, so before we didn't see these statistics, and now that my wallet's connected, we see this. And what people are interested in about Pearl is down here, this little thing called ROI, return on investment, that you can get a daily return of investment of 8% and a daily return on this for 12%. So I'm just curious to see how real this is. I'm going to put in a very small amount and see what happens, basically. Now here I'm over on Binance, and to buy TRX, you have these different trading pairs. And of course they do have one for USDT. The 10X just means they allow margin trading on that, I believe. So now I went over to Binance. I went ahead and bought about $100 worth of Tron. Let's see if we can play with just a minimal amount. And here I'm going to click receive. And I'm going to copy that wallet code there, which again, I usually just hide these codes in my videos for privacy reasons more than security reasons. I come back over here. I paste in that address here, and I guess it's still running. Oh, it's a TRC20. See, it's not an ERC20 token, it's a Tron token, TRC20. And here I'll click max and click submit. And then I always have to go usually through a two-step process to get my funds off of Binance. And they also charge a fee, unfortunately, for withdrawing funds. They're warning you to don't do something stupid with your funds. I'm going to say, yeah, I think I know what I'm doing. And then they'll email me a verification code, and then I'll have to use my Google authentication code to get this process done. So for example, here you have to click send code. They'll send me an email, and then I'll paste a code there, and then I'll paste in this Google authentication code from my phone. So basically they have two forms of second factor identification. Here they tell me that my request was submitted, and then they usually have a little approval process, which I don't know really if there's a human looking at this, or maybe it depends on the amount, but usually it'll go through in sometimes 2 or 3 minutes if it's a small amount. Maybe larger amounts might have to have a human just verify it. Okay, that was almost immediate. It says completed. I also have Tron in my Exodus wallet, which I bought like 2 years ago, and someday I'll have to look and see if I made anything on it. But anyway, that was my long-term investment, and I didn't want to transfer that for the purpose of this Pearl.Finance test. So now I got this in another browser window just to kind of keep it cleaner and separate. So now I'm going to go back to this wallet here, and if everything worked, we should see some Tron here. Guess what? We don't yet. So could be in progress. I thought maybe this would be very, very fast. Maybe it's waiting on confirmations. Okay, so it just took a few minutes to get there. Okay, I thought I only bought $100 of Tron. I must have bought a little more. But anyway, you can see there that this wallet has this many Tron in it, which is pretty cool. Now, here, how do we get into this? So there's nothing to click there. Oh, here, farm. You're going to click the farm button. Now you're going to pick the farm you want to use. Now, I don't know why all these farms weren't on the first page. So remember, we were back over here, and it told us about these two, TI Stats and Pearl TRXL. I don't know where the others are, so I'm learning this as I go. So I'm going to do this one for now. Deposit Pearl, TRXLP, and earn Pearl. Man, it's confusing what buttons to click. Okay, that's why I'm doing a video on this, so you guys can learn from my learning. Okay, so I'm going to click this and see what happens. Okay, so it pops up a little tool from that little wallet we've got. It says it's requesting me to sign something, and it's a smart contract trigger. So again, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm learning as I go, so I'm going to click accept. Because it didn't ask me to transfer any tokens in there yet. It implies that somewhere we have to either buy some Pearl and then we have to deposit these 2 coins to be able to do this. But see, all that approve button does, if I click it again, it just does the same thing. So I don't see what that accomplishes. Doesn't seem to accomplish anything. Okay, I think I realize what's going on here. I don't have any Pearl, so it's not possible to stake a Pearl TRX combination until I have some Pearl. So if we go back to this home page, there's this thing here called JustSwap. It says Pearl TRX, and I'm going to put that in a new window here. You see it's going to another website. I don't know who owns or runs this, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work with the same little wallet we just installed. And I'm going to buy about half of my Tron, or trade half of my Tron to be able to buy Pearl. So here, what do I click in this thing? Okay, there's scan. Here's the swap button. So let me click swap on the left. Enter amount. Okay, so you see I have here 3,782 Tron. So let's split that in about half. So what would that be? 1,900? 1,900 doubled is 3,800. Let's go a little bit less than that. Doesn't have to be exactly half, I don't guess. And now it wants me to know what price to pay. Oh, that's not helpful at all. Okay, by the way, I've been watching a video on this by Satoshi Stacker. I think his name is Cristiano. So he's the one that inspired me to do this. And I'm just kind of doing a more slow, detailed version of what he taught in his video. His just went really, really fast and didn't show some of the details and like getting stuck like what I'm showing you here. So what you need to do here is click your token that you want to trade for. So now here's where you're going to search for Pearl. Now he was pointing out that there are sometimes more than one Pearl on here, and some of these may not be the real Pearl, and you don't want to send or trade for basically wasteful or stupid coins. So what you're going to do, just to be sure, is you go to, he was saying use CoinGecko. There's more than one site that you can do this on. And on CoinGecko, after it loads, we're going to search for Pearl. Pearl.Finance. By the way, you can see the price of the coin here, what it's been doing lately. That's the 24 hours. If you go back to, say, 30 days, you can see that, wow. So that's kind of interesting. Before we even do this, we should have talked about this. So let's go to tradingview.com. We'll go to advanced chart here. And on this, you can just click and type in Pearl here. Oops, I had an alert go off there. Oops, I didn't get to see what it said. Oh well. Just type in Pearl and usually, oops, USDT. Oh, that's not on Binance. So here, I've got my exchange. No, I know they have Pearl. Hang on, sorry. You just click here, or you don't have to click, I don't think. Just type in Pearl and look under like cryptos. It should find everywhere you can buy it. And I thought Binance had it, but if you can't find it, what you may have to do is go over here and change your exchange to look on all exchanges. So here, I'll just change this to all exchanges. Okay, that's weird. Maybe they, oh, yeah, sometimes TradingView is a little behind on this stuff, but I thought I've seen it here before. Wait a minute. Now the question is it the same as PERL? Sometimes you have to know the ticker symbol. No, see, I think that's a different coin. That's where it can get very confusing. Then the way you find the contract number is you click here on Explorers and it says tronscan.org. That'll probably open in a new window. And then right here it says contract. So if you hit the copy button there, this contract is one contract for all of Pearl.Finance. Then you go back over here. In addition to searching for a token, you can type this code in. And maybe search. That's weird. Let's try this again. Let's do Pearl. Let's see if we click on this Pearl, if it'll give us the code. So we want to match that code before we continue. You can see just barely there are some numbers. See, I don't want to do that one for sure. See how hard that is to read? So, ugh. I'm just teaching you guys how to be super careful with this. So this is the contract. I think everything on Tron probably starts with TK, and then we start with KBVE and ends with RFK. So actually that doesn't seem to match. Okay, I see what happened. This was my own personal wallet address here. So something goofed up here. It looks like a copy button right there. I'm going to click that again just to go back to Notepad to make sure. See, it's not copying it. So it looks like normally on most screens, when there's a button like that, it will copy that. But instead of hitting that button, we're just going to have to slide over here, copy the old-fashioned way by highlighting the whole thing and then doing Control-C or right-click copy. Now I'll go back over here and we'll click this again, and now we'll put the contract in. Click search. We still have a no-go, Houston. Okay, I have no idea why my search isn't working, but if you look at this up here, you can see now, barely, so those letters are way too light. But you can see it starts with TG, I think that's a G, BU, 32, VE, and it ends with like EOQ. So that is the Pearl we want. So again, I walked through a lot of extra steps there just to show you how to be super safe, okay? So now we have that. There's the price. That's how many TRXs it costs to get a Pearl. So let's hit swap. And I'm going to get a 0.023 Pearl. And let's just check here. I guess it's going to cost 5.4 Tron just to be able to make this transaction. There's another screen popped up. And for some reason it's on my other monitor. So now you're talking to your wallet. It says, do you really want to do this? You're going to do a smart contract trigger and say accept. And there's the swap, etc. It says it's pending. You can view it on Tron Scan if you want to. Just says transaction submitted. So now we just wait on it to happen. Go back to our wallet here. What we're looking for is when it's done, there it is. There's my Pearl. So I now have a little bit of Pearl and a little bit of Tron. Okay, should be about 60 some dollars worth of each. Now we're going to go back to our farming site, okay? Things that didn't work before, I hope will now start working. So now we go here, we click on Pearl. So we don't go back to the Pearl site, we stay here. And now at the top, there were two options here. One was called swap and the other one was called pool. So now you pick pool and click add liquidity. So you're basically letting other people trade between TRX and Pearl, and they can't trade that unless they have some liquidity, enough tokens of each of those for people to be able to trade, like I just traded, right? I did a swap. So that swap has to come from certain funds that people are basically loaning into this pool. So now I'll keep just a few Tron out just in case I have any more fees or something like that. So remember we were using like 1900, and then here I have to select my token again. And now if I type Pearl, it should come up, whoa, Pearl, search. And now we're looking for that one we had before. So remember this little contract address here, TGBU, ends with the Q. And actually it should be the only one that I have any funds in. So see right here, I don't have any of these other coins. So how could I stake them, or how could I put them into a liquidity pool? So the only one that I have any ownership of is this Pearl right here. So I can click that, and I'll put the max of that one, and then I'll say approve Pearl, I guess. And now it's going to go to my wallet tool again, my TronLink thing. Ask me to accept or sign this transaction. I will say yes. It's now approved. We can go look on TronScan if we want to. Okay, that's the first major step. Okay, we weren't done yet. So we did approve a minute ago. Now the blue button changes from the word approve to the word supply. So we're not really done now until we hit supply. And again, confirm. And now one more time, the wallet tool will pop up and we will one more time say accept. Approved and all that stuff. There we go. So of course, if you go look at your wallet now, you can see my Tron went down and my Pearl is empty again. And that's because I basically transferred those assets into a smart contract. So only in the future we'll be able to pull them back out, I think, using the next tool that we'll probably get into. Now in Cristiano's video, he actually implied that we would get liquidity tokens over here in our wallet. So I don't see anything like that. It could be that we would have to add them with a contract number to be able to see them. So I think they're in our wallet somewhere. We just don't see them visually here. This may not work. I went to asset management and I copied this address here of the smart contract. And if I do a search here, what will happen, if anything? Okay, so it took just a few seconds now, and now it tells me here how many Pearl TRX I have staked. And so at some point then, hopefully within 24 hours or whatever, I will start seeing Pearls earned over here. And then we can actually do the math and figure out how much I'm making on this to see if their promise percentage is true. Because here on their home page, remember, they said, oh, there's my same stake right there. And it says the daily ROI is 11%. So if I put like $100 into this, then my coins tomorrow, of course the prices of the coins can change, but we'll see if I have 11% or 12% almost more tokens tomorrow than I have today. So that's the first part, and I will just save this video for now, and then maybe tomorrow I'll come back and I will add part 2 to it as to how this is actually working out. One more thing now that it actually has put my real numbers in here, you can see these dollar amounts down here actually reflect the investment I put in. So what this is telling me that my daily reward should be $14 and my weekly estimate, my weekly estimate should be $103. And so actually I should be able to come back in an hour and I might see a 61-cent reward. Of course, it may not show it in cents, but that would be back to this screen again. We go back to the farm screen and go here. What we're looking for here, I think, is the pearls earned. And at some point, I guess when you harvest those, you pull them out, and then you're going to have to go sell them or trade them for something else, or you just keep them as an investment. And one more thing, I keep adding one more thing. There's so much to kind of learn with this. So let's suppose you do want to buy or sell Pearl. We used this tool a while ago called JustSwap, which is one way to do it. But let's see if Pearl is anywhere else. So if you go back to CoinGecko.com and you go to markets here, these are all the exchanges that actually sell Pearl. And for instance, I'm registered on this MXC exchange. That was the first place I could buy Polkadot before it came on Binance. And also one thing that's on MXC is that it allows people in the United States to become members or participants, where a lot of sites don't. And then they also have a bull and a bear coin for several different. So for example, if you wanted to short Bitcoin, you can go there and buy the 3x bear coin. And then when Bitcoin drops, your bear coins go up. That's kind of another amazing thing that I have to study more on. And you can see all the other exchanges, depending on what country you're in, like Huobi, I can't use because I'm in the United States. And then there's the JustSwap, which we actually used. And then here it gives you an idea of how much volume is actually moving through these exchanges. So you can see JustSwap is actually pretty popular based on the volume. and the prices are all kind of similar. But that one coin is $2,000. Pretty cool. So again, we'll come back in a little while after I've earned some Pearl tokens. That was my first dive into Pearl.Finance, and I'll have another little series of videos to follow up on how I'm doing with this. The next one, I will show you my daily process where I'm able to take my Pearl earnings and I will basically harvest them. I will trade them a little bit and I will stick them back in and stake them again, so that every day I'm earning that compound interest. And I'll show you a spreadsheet again of how that compounding works. So stay tuned for that first follow-up video, and then maybe every 2 or 3 days, every week, I will do a follow-up video on this, and we'll see how long this is going to work, how long it's going to last. If I actually make some good money with it, like these incredible rates, or if it's going to like dump on some point. And of course, the price of Pearl will affect how much this is all worth too. If I'm investing in this and the price of Pearl crashes, then I've lost a little. But if the price of Pearl goes up 10 times, then I will gain on that as well as on the compounding of the interest. And of course, the interest rates can change every day. And so like the first day seemed a little high there. And so I think subsequent days, I'm already on like day 3 or 4 now. The subsequent days were just a little bit less, like 7 or 8%. So we'll watch all that, how it works. I'm building a spreadsheet of my daily progress. It's a little tedious, but I like to track things and I want to know how it's doing. So I will definitely follow up with other videos. So I hope you like this video. Click the like button. Come back in the next day or two and I upload more videos, and join the channel if you want to keep track of some of the things I'm doing with cryptos and DeFi. We'll see you on the next video.